How MLB stars got their jersey number. Jersey numbers across sports are indicative of legacies. Who could forget the iconic 23 for Michael Jordan or the number 3 car driven by Dale Earnhardt? Major League Baseball is no different, as players and their numbers are synonymous with who they are and how they are remembered. There are plenty of players with interesting stories as to why they chose the numbers they wear, and that's what we'll be discussing in this video. Chipper Jones, a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest third basemen ever. It'll be hard for baseball fans anywhere in the world to forget about good old number 10. There will never be another player to wear that number in a Braves uniform after the legendary Chipper Jones. Chipper played almost 20 seasons in Atlanta, but he didn't start as number 10. He was originally given the number 16, but Jones had always worn the number 10. And after catcher Greg Olson was released after the 1993 season, the number was his. Chipper is known to have a great relationship with his dad, who he credits with his switch-hitting ability. His dad also wore number 10 in his playing days. You could say this was a tribute of sorts to his father. Chipper later opened Double Dime Ranch in reference to the 2 number 10s in the Jones family. The Hall of Famer may be synonymous with a number 10, but in his mind, so is his father. And for any Atlanta Braves fan, there will never be another number 10 that comes close to the legacy of Chipper Jones. Jason Hayward. In one of the more emotional stories on this list, we go to journeyman outfielder Jason Hayward. Hayward has worn the number 22 on his back his entire career in honor of a high school teammate of Hayward's, Andrew Wilmot, that tragically passed away in a car accident. Hayward took the world by storm on opening day of the 2010 season. Hayward was a prospect with high expectations. In his first at-bat, he met and exceeded those expectations by homering over the right field fence. The mother of his former teammate was given tickets to the game by Hayward and was seated in right field. It was a special moment for the Braves as their newly introduced prospect was already making waves in the big leagues. But it was certainly an even bigger moment for Hayward and his teammate's mother. Hayward has established himself since that day as one of the most consistent outfielders in the game. Ken Griffey Jr. Number 24 has been worn by many terrific athletes across the sports world. But in baseball, there's only a few that stand out. Willie Mays, Lou Brock, Ricky Henderson, Miguel Cabrera, and the Kid, Ken Griffey Jr. So how did Griffey pick the number 24? In 2016, Griffey's number 24 was retired by the Mariners, and he was asked how his number assignment came to be. Griffey stated, "Baseball is all about numbers. Some of the greatest players to play in sports wore 24. It wasn't planned. But when I signed my first contract, that was one of the things I asked for, was to be able to wear 24. It's extremely important. If you look at my first apartment in Seattle, it was 1124. My house number was 24606. There are a lot of things that have to do with 24. You have to think that his decision was somewhat influenced by the legendary players that came before him wearing that number. Either way, Ken Griffey Jr. will now stand with him as one of the greatest athletes to don the number. Adam Ottavino. What about the number 0? You're probably thinking, is that even allowed? Well, on some teams, it is. Very few players have done it, and there's only been one pitcher to do it. His name is Adam Ottavino. Ottavino has been an attraction out of the bullpen since he started in 2010. But in his first season, the Cardinals denied his request to wear the number 0 in reference to his last name, O. But the Colorado Rockies would step up and allow the righty to wear the peculiar number. It's certainly an interesting choice, and if it fits anyone, it's Ottavino. Marcus Stroman. It's not often that you see a single-digit number on the back of a pitcher. It doesn't matter if it's a starter or reliever. It's unusual. Marcus Stroman broke that mold by choosing the number 6. It said something about his abilities that he's able to obtain a single-digit number. But the story gives credence to the choice. When asked about what made him pick number 6, Stroman had a really simple answer. His grandmother's birthday is March 6th. So he went with 6. Though it's unusual, it represented Stroman well throughout his 4 seasons in Toronto. After leaving Toronto and going to the Mets, Stroman eventually picked up another unusual number, 0. Stroman couldn't wear 6 because Jeff McNeil had it. But he picked 0 because it represents calmness, and because 2 of his favorite NBA players wear it, Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook. Stroman is a perfect representation of how a player can put thought into their jersey number. Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider tore batters up in his rookie season, coming in second for the National League Rookie of the Year. Strider was known for his excellent slider and his even more dominant fastball velocity. Strider sported the number 65 throughout his rookie campaign, but in his sophomore season, the young star switched to the number 99. This was an interesting choice, as only 30 players in history have worn that number, but any fan that has watched Strider pitch regularly would know why he chose number 99. It's because he regularly throws 99 miles per hour pitches across the plate. The number 65, which was originally given to Strider, wasn't representative of the type of player he was. No one saw Strider coming in his rookie season, but he sure caught headlines with the interesting choice of number 99. Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. In the early years of baseball, players were given their numbers based on where they hit in the lineup. The most commonly known example of this is Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, wearing numbers 3 and 4 respectively. So, for the purpose of this list, it's only fitting that we combine two of the most dynamic hitting duos in the history of Major League Baseball. Though this doesn't happen anymore, there is no pair of hitters more recognizable than these two. The 1927 Yankees had one of the most feared lineups in history, in large part due to Ruth and Gehrig. Not only did number 3 and 4 stand together in the lineup, they also stand together today, retired at Yankee Stadium. The Hall of Famers are rightly remembered for their individual accomplishments, and their accomplishments in the same lineup will never be forgotten. Derek Jeter, aka the Captain. It's well publicized that wearing the number 2 for the Yankees was not Derek Jeter's wish. Jeter wanted number 13 because his father wore it. Instead, he was given number 2, which, outside of the number 0, was the only single digit not retired by the Yankees. It's no surprise that the Yankees' storied history is coupled with the most retired numbers in all of baseball. Jeter has stated that it wasn't the Yankees choosing to put Jeter on a path toward greatness. It just happened. Jeter said, "They just gave it to me, man. I think it was the smallest jersey. I really do. There's all these rumors of why they gave me number 2. I just think number 2 was the smallest jersey they had, man." It's hard to know what's true, but what we do know is that he accomplished enough to be in the conversation with the rest of the single-digit Yankee legends such as Billy Martin, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Mickey Mantle. Jeter's presence defined a generation of Yankees fans, and although he wore number 2, you could argue that he was number 1 in the hearts of many Yankees fans. David Ortiz. So, what about a player that wears a number in honor of a former player and mentor? Well, that's exactly what David Ortiz did after joining the Red Sox. Ortiz had formerly played with the Minnesota Twins before becoming a legend in Boston. And who was his mentor while playing with the Twins? The great Kirby Puckett, who would be inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2001. Ortiz wearing his number 34 was simply to honor his former teammate, mentor, and friend. But in 2006, it took on a new meaning. Kirby Puckett would suddenly pass away at the young age of 45 years old. Ortiz would continue to wear the number in honor and memory of his mentor, Kirby Puckett. Years later, when Ortiz was retiring and getting his number 34 retired by the Red Sox, Puckett's family was in attendance. It was a very unexpected emotional moment for David Ortiz, who stated after the ceremony, "When I chose to wear that number, I was proud of wearing it because of the person that I was wearing it for. It was somebody that was very special to my career, even if it was early in my career." Ortiz never thought his number 34 would show any similarity to Kirby Puckett's number 34, but they are both retired by their respective teams. What a tribute from one baseball great to another. Did we miss a story about a jersey number of one of your favorite players? Let us know in the comment section below, as we'd love to hear from you. Also, if you like content like this, make sure to press the like button and subscribe to our channel to see more content just like this.